Welcome. Today I will be paraphrasing, summarizing, and sharing for the January 21st Al-Anon readings in Courage to Change and a Little Time for Myself. We'll begin with the Serenity Prayer and 3 mindful breaths. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I will take a minute to look this over. The question of the day is, what positive qualities do I see in others which might be in me as well? The passage begins with someone describing the family that they grew up in as being critical, judgmental, and harsh. And they said that in order to recover, they had to walk away from their family of origin. When they came to Al-Anon, they became a sponsor of some amazing people, intelligent, beautiful, and gifted. And when this person asked themselves why these intelligent, beautiful, and gifted people would want this person to be their sponsor, they realized that perhaps they were also intelligent, beautiful, and gifted. And this person says that Al-Anon has helped them to feel loved and accepted. Today's reminder reminds us to be aware of our positive qualities and to thank our higher power for those qualities. The quote is from Courage to Change, and it says that when we accept the love of others, we learn to love ourselves. So what positive qualities do I see in others which might be in me as well? What I'm always amazed about hearing people share at Al-Anon meetings is that even though they've been through very challenging times, they express themselves so authentically and articulately, even though they're being very vulnerable. There is a wisdom and I don't know any other word, but like a divinity in them. It's hard to describe. Someone that I sponsor described it like this. It's similar. It's a little different, but it's similar. She said, whenever I'm dealing with an Al-Anon member, I know that they're always going to be okay. Like, it's almost like a guarantee. I know that doesn't sound, but it doesn't sound connected to what I was trying to say, but it is connected because that wisdom that I was talking about, that divinity, it's maybe it's the partnership with their higher power that it's like I'm in the presence of someone who has such wisdom that they can navigate anything that they that is put in front of them. Anything that they're exposed to, they'll be okay because they have tools, they have a fellowship, they have a higher power. So seeing those positive qualities in others and me being part of that group makes me wonder if I possess that as well, because part of me feels like I have the tools, I have my higher power. And then there's that little tiny part of me that isn't 100% sure. So, but I think that's the biggest positive quality. I know there are many more, but that's the one that I'm focusing on right now. And of course, that I feel like I can't not say this one is that people are genuine in Al-Anon. People are genuinely wanting to get better, and they want others to get better too. It seems like we're all there to get better, and we help each other through service just by showing up at a meeting to help each other as well. And I mean, that is just the most beautiful thing in the world. And I definitely know I'm part of that. Because I want to be part of that. I am happily part of that. I am aware that I'm trying to improve myself, and it is my hope that whatever I say helps somebody else, because I want everyone at that meeting to feel better. I want everyone everywhere to feel accepted and loved all the time. And I want us all to be treated with kindness and love. Period. Nothing else to say besides that. So, moving on. I always want to say the tried and true. This has been my book from the beginning. This one is pretty new to me, pretty new to all of us, really, because it wasn't published that long ago. But this one's been with me for over 10 years. All right, I'm going to take a minute to look this over. I really like this. I like that the quote is from Mahatma Gandhi, and it says, basically, take care of yourself and don't do something just because someone tells you to. The whole passage is about caring for ourselves. It starts off with this person saying that before Al-Anon, they didn't know what was their business and what wasn't their business. They felt like they had to take care of everyone, and they would ignore their own needs to the point of getting sick. So now they listen more to their body and their higher power by checking in with themselves. They check to see if they're hungry, angry, lonely, tired. We call that HALT, HALT in Al-Anon. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. And if we find that we are hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, we owe it to ourselves to stop what we're doing and tend to our needs. When we take care of ourselves, this passage says we are better able to detach from other people's things that aren't ours. And this is where we find serenity. But it's hard to figure out what's ours and what isn't ours if we aren't balanced ourselves. So that's the importance of the hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Today's reminder says we can be aware of our inner voice today. We can listen and learn. And part of this is saying our health and our finances, our emotions don't have to collapse before we take care of ourselves. And this just reminds me of early in my teaching career. So, small, short, concise background. I I have a business degree. I worked in the business world for 15 years. Had my son, who's going to be 30 this year, and when he was 6, his father and I divorced. I realized that I needed to do something that was fulfilling for me because I was going to be working a very, very, very long time as a single mom. Went back to school, got my master's degree, became a special education teacher. And in those early years of teaching, I would work myself till I was literally sick. There was a particularly busy time of the year where I would I don't know, like it was written as part of the script. The same time every year I would get sick. Usually I would get strep. And it was because I think because my body's susceptible to that, and I would just be broken down enough that, like exhausted enough, where I would literally, my body would be sick. And as I was reading this passage, that's what I thought of because I was absolutely doing the best I could. I don't even know now what I could have done differently because it was just a time in my life when I needed to be a mother. I needed to work full time in order to feel good about being a mother and working full time. I had to do things a certain way with a certain level of integrity, and at that time it was so challenging that it made me literally sick. And so I got through that period in my life by the grace of my higher power, and somehow by luck, making the right decisions, I don't know, I was able to retire when I turned 55. And so now I have so much more time. I basically spend all my time taking care of myself, and I'm just 100% grateful, 100% grateful. But I realize that, not everybody is in the same position. And quite frankly, I mean, this is my situation today. Who knows about the future? So I just take one day at a time, be very, very grateful for everything that I have, such abundance, such amazing, amazing abundance. But if you asked me back then, I would have said the same thing because I was so grateful that I had a job that I loved, that I had a son that I absolutely adored. It was just a lot of work. And I'm just amazed that I got through it. But I guess that's what we do. We do the best we can. We get through it the best we can, and that's it. So the bottom line is this passage is reminding us to take care of ourselves and to check in. Are we hungry? Are we angry? Lonely? Tired? We need to attend to our needs. And Al-Anon helps us do that. Al-Anon helped me do that. I'm so grateful. All right, we'll close out with the serenity prayer and 3 mindful breaths. Here we go. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Sending you love. Take care.